Jackson LaCombe, 2 goals, preseason opener, back at Honda Center, got the 30th anniversary logo at center ice. I think that warrants a video. Before we get into the video, though, I just want to let everyone know that I appreciate all the feedback on the videos so far. Keep it coming. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure to check out the podcast, Crash the Pond. If you're new to us, we do a podcast every week covering the Anaheim Ducks, everything that you can possibly imagine about this team. We are discussing it, Jake and I, on the pod. Now, getting into the video, I do want to say the big winners here. Yeah, Jackson LaCombe scored 2 goals and the Ducks won in overtime, but the real winners are us, the viewers, because we get to see this game on a real NHL arena quality feed as opposed to the rookie faceoff. Without further ado, though, first goal here of the night for Jackson LaCombe. And one thing I want to point out is that whenever you're looking at a goal by a defenseman off the rush, specifically where he pinches in, it's always going to start in the defensive zone or maybe the neutral zone, but it's usually going to start outside of that offensive zone. And so what we're going to be looking for on the play is, what was Jackson looking at? What was he trying to read? And so you see him right here. He is back behind the play, and this is his man to beat if he wants to join the play. Now, the Ducks have recovered possession in their defensive zone, and they are going north. North is that way. And so we're going to roll it here. Play moves forward. Brock McGinn carrying it up over to Wolf, I think it is. Wolf. Now, the problem with this camera angle is that we can't really see what actually happened, so we're going to have to do a little inferring, but that's okay. We're here for a good inference. So Wolf, as you can tell, eyes up, scanning the ice, which is great to see. Clearly, there's something going on over there that would make him think, okay, I should get the puck. I should get the puck over to the left side. And when you roll the tape, you can clearly see, oh yeah, Jackson LaCombe is wide open. That's why he was looking that way. So looking back to how this play all started. And by the way, I have the commentary rolling in the background here. Let me know if that's distracting or not, but gives the video maybe a little bit more life. We'll see. Puck gets dumped in. Jackson LaCombe, watch him. He's in the slot for the Ducks. Puck comes out to Sam Carrick, I think it is. Starts pushing the play. Or no, sorry, Brock McGinn. Gosh, I'm so bad at getting players right. Now again, back to Jackson LaCombe here. He's reading this guy, this dude. Now, if this guy doesn't see that Jackson is trying to jump into the play, that is Jackson's cue to essentially join that rush. Now, we're going to roll it here. Puck is going north. Brock McGinn over to Wolf. And I just want to point out, nice job here by Brock McGinn to create this passing lane. This is what we call the center drive right here by Brock McGinn. And so by driving, he's taking a man with him. He's backing up that defense. And that is what's going to create this horizontal passing lane. Now again, Wolf is looking to his left. Gets the puck over. And so you can tell that that man that we were pointing out back in the defensive zone, this dude right here, Jackson clearly saw, oh, if he's not looking, I'm just going to sneak right by him. And so he does, gets the puck, wicked wrister, far side, high glove, tie game. That's a big goal. Middle of the third period, gets the crowd roaring. And we're going to get another camera angle on it here, so fear not. As we get a nice view of the fans, living it up. There you go. Have a night, Ducks fans. It's been a long off season, waving the flags. Look at that. Look at that crowd. So, Wolf gets it over. We can't really see what happened on the left side, but as you can tell, 37 in white. He is in, like, if you're, I don't know who this guy is, but if you're someone that's trying to make a team, this is not how you do it. You do not want to get beat by a defenseman all the way back in the offensive zone into your own defensive zone. Looking at the shot, though, Jackson gets the puck in stride, gets that weight on the outside foot, And it's a really nice picture-perfect shot. You can see that he's really getting that leg extension, and those hands and his arms are free. I mean, this is probably my favorite angle right here. This is my favorite snapshot, no pun intended. But if you look at where Jackson's hands are, they're way out in front of him. And this is something that, if you'll remember, I talked about in the Leo Carlsson shooting video, that I want to see the hands maybe a little further out. And because he gets those two hands way out in front of him, what that does is it leaves the puck behind, and the stick is forced to flex. Really impressive stuff. You can see that great weight shift. And, I mean, when you can catch a puck in stride, get your full weight into it, and just let it rip, this is what happens. I mean, fantastic finish from Jackson LaCombe. And really the key takeaway for me on this play is that he read number 37 back in the defensive zone, tracked him, and realized, okay, it's safe for me to jump into the play. That's the big takeaway here, and that's the sign of I don't want to say a mature hockey player, but it's definitely a sign of a smart hockey player. I mean, Jackson LaCombe has been playing in college. He's not necessarily a spring chicken. He's not a raw prospect, and I think that play in particular demonstrates he's got a good gauge of, okay, when do I jump in and when do I hang back? So let's see if we can get it one more time in its entirety. Puck gets dumped in. And again, look where Jackson is. He is in the slot in his defensive zone, and he's reading whoever it is, 29. 29's actually backing up. So whatever happened here with the Kings, we don't necessarily know if it was actually 37's fault, although I kind of think it is. LaCombe did a great job of reading the play. Great stuff. Big goal. Crowd is fired up. On to the next one here. All right, on to the next one for Jackson LaCombe. Overtime, Kings Ducks, Honda Center, preseason opener. What more could you want? I mean, really high-octane stuff. Now, what I like about this play, we're going to talk about the finish and the goal, of course. I hope I'm not spoiling this for anyone, by the way, about what actually happened. Hopefully you were able to see the final result of this game before I jumped in here and made the video. But keep an eye on number 60 in black behind the Ducks net. Makes himself available for a pass from, I'm not going to say his number, from Chase DeLeo. If you wear that number, you can see what I wrote down. You're calling attention to yourself. So Chase DeLeo, that guy, he's reading him. He's remaining an option. Now, it's 3-on-3 hockey, so it's not necessarily the best kind of comparable. It's not the best way to project a prospect. But we're still, because it's so wide open, we're able to see how they're reading the play, how they're jumping in, when they're holding back, what decisions they're making. So it can still tell us something about the player, even if it's not 5-on-5 hockey. So right there, Chase DeLeo, that player, loses the puck. He gets probably hooked on the play or tripped. Jackson LaCombe collects it behind the net. Really good kind of poise there to just hang on to the puck, shake off the defender. Now, this is something that I think a lot of young defensemen can really try to develop as they mature as puck movers, is that sometimes when you're behind your own net, you don't have to do a lot. Just subtle body angles and fakes. It's going to get the forechecker off of you, that F1. So right here, I mean, this is quarterback-esque to me from Jackson LaCombe. Poise in the pocket, and you can see that he's reading, as he's doing that, he's reading Chase DeLeo. He's reading this dude, that number. Hopefully that number makes sense or is legible. He's looking for, okay, is he going to jump? What are my options? He's got the guy swinging right here, Pavel Regenda. So roll the tape. As Chase beats number 54, Charles Hudon, former Hab, as he's reading him, he's seeing, okay, this dude is not even looking. Like, he is just not very much aware of what's going on. Chase DeLeo reads that. Jackson is thinking, okay, I can potentially thread this needle right here if I just let this play win out. Chase DeLeo beats him. And look at just Jackson LaCombe hanging on for that extra split second. I mean, it's just nice poise here. Walks up, doesn't force it, extra couple stick handles, and this is just lousy effort from Charles Hudon. I mean, I really like Charles Hudon as a player, but, I mean, come on, man. Vertical, overtime, yeah, I know it's preseason, but You're trying to make an impression here, I would assume. Chase DeLeo, though, is the opposite of that. He's getting on his horse. He's beating his man. And right there, Jackson LaCombe just threading the needle. And now what you really like to see on this play, and this is kind of where it all comes together, is that Jackson is reading, okay, I have my space right here. And he's getting on his horse. How can I jump in here and become an option and become a threat and make this play, make this rush more dangerous than it would seem at first? So gets on his horse, sees that his defender has misread him. Like, why this dude just doesn't stick with him right here instead of this kind of lazy shoulder check, I don't necessarily know. We'll roll it again. Shoulder check. Oh, I guess I'm good. Ooh, nope. Jackson LaCombe keeps skating because he's alert. He's trying. I mean, this is like an effort play to me almost. But anyway, it's a smart play as well. Jumps into that empty space. And I mean, this is just basic hockey here, folks. I mean, what's the drill? What's the drill I'm trying to think of? There's a drill that I'm the name is escaping me right now, but that coaches will have their young players do, where one player makes a pass, and then after you make your pass, you follow the player, and then the next one will pass to another winger or another player right here, and then they'll follow. I mean, it's a very simple drill, but you see it play out even in the NHL, right? Make a pass, follow your pass, and look at that, you get rewarded. There's a bunch of empty space right there, and Jackson LaCombe's able to get the puck, and now he's got them on the ropes. Cuts in, backhand shot, and I don't think the goalie saw it coming. Because honestly, looking at that shot, you'd think, oh man, the goalie should have it. But it was a sneaky backhand. And overall, just good recognition, following the play, making something out of nothing, but also playing fundamental hockey. Wins the game for the Ducks, preseason opener, big W. Sure, they didn't have the stars in the lineup. Sure, people are waiting for certain contracts to be signed. But it was a feel-good moment. And hopefully we'll get a replay here shortly. Following the play, let me back it up just a touch. A feel-good moment, though. Look at that. Following the play, gets the puck, backhand, whoop. And you don't expect that from a defenseman. You just don't. I mean, maybe the goalie was surprised. It's just a sneaky shot. As a goalie, it's really hard to read a backhand. And Jackson LaCombe gets rewarded. Big dub. Everybody's happy at Honda Center. And on that note, if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to the channel. Consider supporting the Crash the Pond podcast. Check us out on Patreon. We're on Twitter, wherever you can get your podcasts. And on that note, hope everyone has a good rest of their day and week. And we'll talk to you soon.